I feel like today is a good day and that I should go outside. I have no upper lip. I don't know why. My lip is stuck in this type of position and I don't know why. Why do I always have this face and talk in this strange voice? I think it's 'cause I'm suffering from lemminism. Okay? But I can't help it, 'cause I think the fluoride in the water makes my lip curl up like this, like I drink the water and it's like yeah, it could be like that. That's hard for me to do. Or like, since I have an upper lip, I have to like curl it or something, or like tuck it or curl it to really get that lemming look going on. But you know, I think I look pretty good like this. Let me do the lemming lips, bottom tooth to top lip smack. This is really hurting my face. It felt like something was in my mouth. I guess not. It's weird. I don't get it. It just seems like about the only thing you can do is have sex with a zombie. And people think they're free because they have that ability to. What makes you feel free? Like what makes you feel free today? You can go outside or do whatever, drink a beer or fuck a bitch, or what makes you feel free today? Because that's not what makes you free. But you know, it's such a nice day. I might go outside. And if I do, I stay away from people. I like go to the woods. Actually, I was thinking about making a creepy woods video, like going in the woods and like taking a picture, like setting up a camera and then taking a picture of just a weird place of the woods, and then going over and putting myself in the frame, but like, and then like I'll like transition between the two and make it look like I'm like popping up and I'm like all creepy. Like I'll have like birds chirping and all of a sudden I pop up like my teeth don't feel right. It's all the coffee I drink and cigarettes I smoke. And something don't feel right. I don't like that. My wisdom teeth came down and it fucked my mouth up. Sorry, I can't help it. My mouth is fucked up. I got wisdom teeth that came down and they're all fucked up. I was eating a TV dinner and it had a bone in it, and now these wisdom teeth are all cracked and shit. I like bit down on this bone and now they're like sharp. It reminds me when bath salts were a big deal. Because I heard about it before it happened. They said they're gonna get rid of drugs by creating legal ones. And I thought, nah, nobody would be dumb enough to do that. And then I seen it happening and I quickly changed my mind. I said, no, people are dumb. They are dumb enough to do that. And it just makes me wonder how's that going? How's that drug war going? They're fake, you know, like bath salt drug war. I was told that in the future there'll be a drug dealer on every corner selling bath salt, and it'll be legal. Like, there'll be legal bath salt drug dealers. And I was told, like, once we get to that point, like, it'll be a really big time dystopia and people won't even know it. Like, probably about the same time they start doing that shit, they'll start shutting cities down, locking people in the cities. They won't be able to leave. It's a lot of weird shit. You know, and they had the face-eating zombie from that, and it's like, I'm really into zombies, and it's weird because I like knew bath salts were gonna turn people into zombies, and then it happened, and I'm like, why do I know that this shit's gonna happen? And then it happens, and then no one has realized that I said this shit was gonna happen.
get funny, but we laugh. Twisted running this bitch for 9 dash. A car crash is no equivalent. We far from innocent, far from the family when we get ignorant, acting belligerent on the daily. Hoping that somebody is saving, but I guess I'm dead wrong. All by myself, fuck everyone else, I'm in the hole, and I can't breathe. My lungs slow, bad dreams when I'm sleeping. Everybody constantly creeping, feeling so weak and I can't see them. My conscience keeps leaving me, falling in and out, waking up in bottles of sweat and cotton mouth. Them down south niggas don't know about this, and niggas on the west side way too pissed because it's east side niggas talking hardcore shit, enough to get the north side hit. But we legit like a motherfucker, chilling with $1 million peoples, digging up graves and acting evil. You looking for the sequel? More like something close to equal. You acting only the sequel when bitches in Toledo ride. I'm too fed up to keep my head up, so I let it drag. And I put a belt on my pants sag. Everybody seems to be a fag or a lesbian, but what the fuck happened is what I'm questioning. The president is prejudiced against you and me. Then he taking half my money and he chilling tax-free. And if you ask me, that's another smack in the face. We need to burn the White House and piss in his face. And every judge should do a minimum of 20 to life. If they can dish it, they can take it. Tell me that ain't.
Can't say, oh my gosh, we're in trouble. No, see, it's all part of acclimating now. The supposed opposition news just says, is that good? Remember last year, Paul Watson published an article that for a week no one picked up because they didn't believe it, from the Journal of Bioethics saying kill children, even healthy up to age 3 if the parents wanted to. Then finally people admitted it was real. It was a big national story. A year and a half later, it's like, well, of course we're going to kill kids. And if your 10-year-old wants to, we'll give them the pills to do it. Why is nascent iodine so important?
Nascent iodine is so important because it goes directly to the thyroid. It's not bonded to a salt, which means it doesn't have to be broken down, and it's the most usable form. It's what the body uses. It's what the body is designed to use. If you have low energy levels, if you have pains, if you have thyroid problems, if you don't feel up to par, well, they've proven now that the fluoride and a lack of iodine causes a decreased IQ, because you have all this stuff that builds up inside your system and builds up and builds up. And that's why some people, when they start taking iodine, will have what's called a Herxheimer reaction or a detoxification reaction. But that's a good sign. That means you're detoxifying all that fluoride buildup, the mercury buildup in there, the bromine buildup in your system, and the chlorine buildup in your system. You don't want those things. All of those things have been proven as carcinogens. That's one of the reasons prostate cancer is on the rise, is because prostate takes up iodine, and the
I call it the deception. It's a dystopia. You think it's a utopia. You like go there and you're like, wow, Disneyland. And everybody's like just having fun. But really, underneath all that kind of facade of it being this utopia. It's really like they dumb people down and keep them stupid, and they feel happy because they're stupid, and they don't know anything any differently. Like, they think ignorance is strength, and they'll never they'll never know anything different. They never want to know anything any different. They don't really care. They're incapable of knowing different, and for a lot of reasons. Because you would actually have to put them in a different environment. They live in this environment, which is the TV, their job, and everything is asserting them in their belief of the facade that it's a utopia, when really it's a dystopia. I thought that made sense. Maybe I'm not making sense. I don't really try to go out of my way to not make sense. But maybe I am making sense, and you know, that you're afraid to see anything any differently, and not only that, you can't. They keep you locked in a certain mind frame. The mind frame is also a utopian. It's a dystopia. A dystopian mindset. You feel happy. You're like, oh, I want to go outside. But it's a big prison. It's just a big prison. And the deception is that you don't live in a prison, and that maybe you can be free and live your life and do something. The truth is, maybe you can, that's the thing, they'll let you do some things. You know, you live your normal everyday life like a normal person, and then when it's convenient for them, they bother you.
Just leave me like Rodney King, non-stop from the summer till it turned to spring. Shove a donut in their mouth and a badge in their ass, because the they don't get no class, they get their wig split. Where I lie, and by my body so I won't attract flies. In my eyes I look at terror, cold as ice. So with the price of my wrist once or twice. Now I can split your wig with my aluminum band, or I can blow your eardrums with my brain dead rap. And you can call it this or that, but I sway to the other. Word to the monoxide child, my brother. No other represent this. Effervescent, knowledge, no twisted education. I got the lesson, bloody textbook. Kill the next motherfucker that look and always shaking, never shook, yeah. Get your wig split, bitch, and we out. Tell these motherfuckers what we talking about.
just like adds to the dystopia. I remember in this book when I was like 10, it talked about a kid. They said that he needed a hearing aid, so they put a hearing aid in, but it was really a lie. It wasn't a hearing aid. It actually detected his synapses, and when his synapses started to rise and he would think, they would play tones that would match that, kind of like different tones as an experiment. And it was to distract him, so he would like talk, and he would start talking, and then it would play the tone, and he would just stop, and he would be like, and they'd be like, "You were talking, finish what you're saying." He's like, "Oh no, never mind." And also, like, if you look at the lie of gang stalking, they kind of like, they'll be like, so I was thinking, you know, gang stalking, they'd be like, who would ever do that? It seems like they're paid. Like, people only do things when there's a job or a reward involved. And that's normal for them, but I've always find that as kind of odd, even though I've participated in it. I said, oh, okay, if it's normal and it's all good, then sure, why not participate? But then you find out it's not. It's not all good. And then you can have a choice there, like, oh, okay, I'm a scumbag criminal. Or you go, no, this is bullshit. But I think that's the thing, like, a lot of people, they don't get to the point where they can say no. It's like, I guess people don't know that they have power over us, and and the power comes from them, you know, and they think it's good. Like, they don't know it's bad. They're like, no, it's good. What are you talking about? And so it reminds me of, like, the No Handlebars thing, the song. It's like one side, it's like a dove, and the other side's like a corporation, and then they like clash, and it's like you you know, it's like the police state. But it's not just the police, because the panopticon makes people like watch themselves. Like they live in a perpetual tyranny. And really, there's nothing we can do. But I would say at least trying to do something. It's like having that hope that you will do something to try to stop it. Like, you may not be able to fix the prison, maybe you can escape. And so it's like, that's the goal. But anybody can have their own goal. But it's like, who are you really? Like, you've been told what to do and conditioned so much your whole life. Do you have an original idea? I think like people are just too caught up in the moment that they're alive to really recognize that they're in a prison. Like, since they're told since birth they're free, they think they're free, they kind of just forget about the lies and forget where they're at, what they're doing, what time it is in history. Not that they do, I guess. I don't know. That's the only part people will attack. I'll be like, well, I guess, I don't know. And they'll be like, oh, right there you said, oh, see, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, I made a lot of points in the video, and the only point you can bring up is where I say I don't know, to make yourself like feels like you don't have to think anymore. Like, oh, I just thought that I'm smart for a second, fuck you. And it's like, it's not even really have to be an argument. Like, people turn it into that. It's like they're the denial. They have to like deny the truth. And really, I don't care what they do. Why do they have to tell me? I think that's why they don't anymore. I say, with my cognitive dissonance, you can't forsaken me, because I have forsaken myself. And you should believe the rumors, because they're probably all right.
And I can't breathe, my lungs slow, bad dreams when I'm sleeping. If I'm in the hole, and I can't breathe, dead wrong, all by myself. Fuck everyone, if I'm in the hole, and I can't breathe, my lungs slow.
So they're kind of like, let's make videos for outcasts that are like this. And it's like they're given this sheet of paper of like who to appeal to condition the best. And it's like, this appeals to me because I feel like a lot of this shit they talk about, but I don't agree with a lot of other shit. Like the song's called Die Motherfucker Die, and it's like, I don't really agree with that. So it's like they mix the truth with suggestion, and so how you feel is over here, and then they say that, and then how they want you to feel is over here, and then they like just intertwine them, like, you know, like interlace them, and it'll be like how you feel, how they want you to feel, how you feel. And so that's their rap, is they'll be like, I feel like this, now you should feel like that.
Everybody constantly creeping, feeling so weak and I can't see them. Everybody constantly creeping, feeling so weak and I can't see them. My conscience keep leaving me, falling in and out, waking up in corners of sweat and cotton mouth. Them down south niggas don't know.
They're white. And what do they say? I just find that really, like, what?
Wasting cotton mouth, them down south niggas don't know about this. And niggas on the west side way too pissed because it's east side niggas talking hardcore shit, enough to get the north side hit. Real shit.
I just think that's weird to put that in a song. A triple nigga. It's weird.
We legit like a motherfucker, chillin' with $1 million peoples, digging up graves and acting evil. You looking for the sequel? More like something close to equal. You acting Tony DeSico when bitches in Toledo ride.
Shit is too fuck, I could give a fuck less if the whole world blow up. Or what gang signs niggas throw up. I'm too fed up to keep my head up, so I let it drag. And I want a belt so my pants sag. Everybody seems to be a fag or a lesbian. So what the fuck is my difference when I question? The president is prejudice against you and me. Then he taking half our money and he chilling tax free. And if you ask me, that's another smack in the face. We need a nerve in the White House and piss in his face. And every judge should do a minimum of 20 to life. If they can dish it, they can take it, tell me that ain't right. And every cop should be like Rodney King, non-stop from the summer till it turn to spring. Shove a donut in their mouth and a badge in their ass, because the they don't get no class, they get their wings split. We need a nerve in the White House and piss in his face, and every judge should do a minimum of 20 to life. And everybody seems to be a...
It's like, how would you feel if you were a fucking retard? Well, these people seem to have made a profit on being retarded. There seems to be a reward for stupidity. Like, you're not rewarded for your intelligence. You're rewarded for how fucking stupid you are. There's your cognitive dissonance. Just watch State of Mind by Alex Jones. What if your consciousness was this shit? Like, songs just repeat in your head over and over. It's like any song does that. That's why I listen to songs more often. Because it's like, these people do it. Alex Jones does it. Everybody's conditioning each other. And then I'm an outcast. Like, it's like you have to be evil to exist. And then pretend like you're like happy. Like Alex says, if you wear like if Hitler wore a pink suit, like no one could have stopped him. Like a fucking faggy, frilly, like pink suit with the like crown hat, and was like, he probably, like, nobody could have like stopped him. Yeah. And it's like, look at these people. They like paint their face, put contacts in, and their fucking hair is all like retarded. They look like fucking dish eugenics. They're even like this. They have curled upper lips. And it almost looks like they're doing it to incite those feelings of the dish eugenics, like to bring out the retard in you. To be like, because like I'm looking at a picture of him right here, and they're like, he's like, and then the other guy is kind of like all evil looking, and it's like, just seems like people are more worried about reproducing than whether they're gonna live or die or whatever, which I guess that's fine, you know. That's why they do anything. It's like the whip. They're like, make a family, then they have like 5 kids, and they're like, okay, we need a house and everything, and it's just fine. That's all they're really doing now, which is fine. But they'll put up with anything as long as they can raise kids. Like, bombs could fall out of the sky, and they'll be like, just let me raise my kids. And it's like, well, it makes sense, you know. It's not like you don't want them to do that, but to me it just seems a little like they're raising their kids in a prison planet, or just a prison. And they're like dependent on that system now. Like they say the government's ass backwards because the park rangers say don't feed the bears, they'll become dependent, and then they put people on food stamps. And the Coward and Pliven strategy is to overload the welfare system, so they have to like create more socialist, communist stuff or something, I don't know. And supposedly whoever came up with that shit was like, oh, I don't even know. They're supposed to be like interested in your freedoms or something, which it's like not. That's what like communists do, is they're like, yeah, power to the people, and then the people have no power. But the capitalism is really like just the corporation, and so the corporation is for money before people, and so that's not really like great. Maybe aspects of capitalism are okay, but if you put money before people, or greed, you know, it's not really good. So they could do it right, but they can't, because money kind of has this weird mind of its own where people will do anything for money. So it's like money is God, and money is like its own entity, and it's doing its own thing, and no one really has control over that in a way. So that's why, like, money is the root of all evil, and it's only used by Satan to make people give in. Like, I was thinking, like, if you pour concrete, and that's your job. So say you pour the floors for Walmart, and you pour the foundations for the propane tanks, for stuff like that. And I say, you know, that's hard work. You do good. Wow, good job. And that's probably more than anybody else would say, you know. And I think it is good. I would do it. I've had done it, you know, not, you know, I would do it, you know. Especially if I own the business myself. But it does seem like there's a compartmentalized factor there. like, you want work, you'll take work, and if Walmart needs floors, you'll probably pour them. And you know that if you don't, somebody else will. So it's probably better that you get the money. But it's like, Hitler needed workers, and he told them, yeah, I'll pay you more than you'll get somewhere else. So come over here and work for me. So people go over there, and then they're working, everything seems fine, and then he kind of shuts everything down and puts everybody in factories like making tanks. And so you would have been stuffed in a factory making tanks or something. And it seems like that's how things are built. Like, Walmarts are built because one guy like you comes in and lays concrete, and then another guy comes in and does one thing, and another guy comes in and it takes all these different people to build it. And so it's like everything they do is a little compartmentalized. Like, there's probably not one of them that knows how to do everything. They all know how to do one thing, and they all just take their part. And so they don't understand why Walmart's taking over. And I've worked for Walmart before. People don't know that I've had a lot of work experience and different things, and I receive compliments. Anybody that looks up my work history and stuff, and they know, and that's why I know, like, the intelligent people will know, the people with proof and evidence, they'll know. And I get compliments. So I know that I'm coming from a strong, stable platform. And then people try to call you crazy. And I say, I don't care. Because you're a fucking idiocracy. You just make fucking Down syndrome babies and think you're all that when you're really fucking not. And I'm not gonna let them control me that way. Escape to prison. You know, even if you're stuck in a prison, it's good to try to fight back. But sometimes that's hard, so you might have to think of ways to do it. Like, one way is like, first of all, you have to be not part of the problem. You have to not be compartmentalized. You have to not be contributing to the problem. So it's like, you work at Walmart. Quit. That's step one. Step two is have faith in God that you're not going to lose everything. Even if you do, you still have God. That's what I understand. And I don't think anybody else seems to get that. Like, when you fight this, and you fight those feelings of, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything, It's like, yeah, you might, but that might be part of the process to really, like, shedding your skin in this universe. And being a new person, really. Like, becoming the new man. Which is one that's more enlightened, not a retard. I like being a retard too. That's how I know it's true. 'Cause you can see it and feel it. And you're like, we do live in a dystopia, but I guess you're not allowed to talk about it.
Smoking like a chimney with the purple push up in me. I'm really on cloud nine. I got aliens sitting with me. So many seem to forget we will smoke until your eyes confused. So every now and again we gotta remind you about the smoker deal. Never smoke it, drowning out of brain.
Like Darwinism, dish eugenics. Like, I don't think they should practice eugenics. I just don't think people should practice dish eugenics. I don't really care what they do. In fact, I think they should dumb themselves down. And where's my fucking cognitive enhancement pills? You know, like the blue alpha pills, you know? Like the Bourne Legacy movie. I knew about that shit a while ago, but they didn't have the cognitive enhancement pills. They had, like, 10 or more years ago, they had the body enhancement ones. So first they came out with the body enhancement, because they're a little worried about the brain, you know. They're like, well, the body, you know, muscles are a little different than brain. So they came out with that one first. And then now, I guess, they've figured out the brain part. This is called cognitive enhancement. And they made the movie Limitless and The Bourne Legacy. You see, now I'm at the point where because you got to be mentally prepared to be intelligent. You got to know what's coming. And it's like, what's coming is Rain Man. Rain Man's coming. I'm gonna activate Rain Man. Open interdimensional gateways. Maybe I'm like like Rain Man might have half a brain. They call it like savant. Like some people, when they get lobotomized, They're just lobotomized. But like, some people, you know, they like try to overcompensate, and then what happens is all these pathways start, it's like you start unlocking gateways and things start happening. Photographic memory. I remember the lady from Taxi, the movie Taxi, the woman, she had photographic memory. I think she's still alive, because she's pretty smart. Of course, the Jaka guy died, because they said he was an idiot. But the chick, she's still alive. She has photographic memory. And look what it's done for her. She's probably successful. And you know what? She went on Alex Jones. I noticed, like, you know, like Jay Leno owns, he's got his own place. He talks about cars, and his hair is a certain way, and like, you know, he does like talk TV or something, you know. And if you look at like Ellen DeGeneres on the show, like, she kind of has hair kind of like Jay Leno, how it's kind of like fluffy and kind of brought back. I think that the way that looks, the look that they have, it's such like, it's like a look like I've been cognitive enhanced, that's the cognitive enhancement, like it's like waking you up like that. And that's how their hair looks like. It's like the bushy tail, the bright-eyed and bushy tail. And so it's kind of like the bushy tail to their hair. And like Ellen, she'll dance and do things, but I think really she's a genius, and she knows how to like brainwash people and just kind of like get them to be lemmings. She knows that they're lemmings, and she knows like she is the lemming herder, and so she tells them what to buy, what to like, even, and it's through suggestion. Like, we're gonna give out a gift today. We're gonna give everybody bathrobes. And so the people see that on TV and they're like, oh, I want that too. So they all buy bath. It's all advertisement. Every second of the film is selling you something. Every single second. You may not even know it. Like, you may look at it and be like, well, they're not talking about, like right now they're talking about Nasine iodine and how it's good for you. How would that be selling you something? It's like, how would that not be selling you something? Like, even Alex calls people zombies sometimes. My listeners are zombies. And I rely on that every day of my life. And if they ever woke up, for real, he'd be out of the job. Not only him, but a lot of other people too. he's like, I'm not worried about the New World Order because life is great and wonderful. Oh, dystopia there. You're not able to see anything any different.
Between fucking, don't be touching on my thunder now. My mouth is getting dry and you can see the veins to my eyeballs, looking like it's just after the alcohol. I lay the newborn, I'm also addicted to menthol, and I'll be smoking till the core of the cold. And my blends are all cold and fluffy, and when I'm checking my buzz, I swear to God I start to dance like Puffy. I'm old school like a Humpy, and I'm set a roach splits. And if you notice when you're looking, I get the resin on my lips. I'll put a half in a paper and you'll never see it dripping, and I'll smoke it until it burns all the way down to my fingertips.
It's like sometimes I might be walking around and like a chick like will come up and like grab you and they're like, oh hi or something, and I'm just like ah. And it like changes you, like you, it's like they like infected you. And so I'll when that happens, I like that's where I like the inspirational, like the good conditioning. But then there's kind of like they'll call you bipolar, because like you'll be like it like makes you feel a little different. It brings you up, you know, and you're like, you start getting the curled lip. You're like, but you know, more like a smile. You get the smile kind of, like a little bit, you know. And then the chick dumps you and brings you back down a little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit, yeah. And so, like, I noticed, like, YouTube, I think they gave me an ad, and it was, like, on accident, and it kind of, like, reminds me of, I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I forget a lot about positive mental reinforcement. It's kind of like the Flintner rotor. It's not like it, but it's just like cool info, like stuff like that, like a wood gasifier. No, I don't know. Positive mental But I don't know, I guess it don't matter. I used to do urban exploration, but around here it really sucks. I've made videos showing the exploration I do, and it's like in a fucking creek. Like, that's the only cool thing around here, and so that's where I'll go hang out there. But it gets a little old and kind of funny. Like you're like, what if something happens? So you go there, but it's like you can't really just keep going to creek or same place. So a lot, like, once I went down there, and it's like I quit smoking cigarettes for like 6 months, so I like walked around for like 10 miles. And it's okay. I think that's the thing, is what it reminds me again, like, okay, I need to do positive mental stimulation to kind of get me to the upper high, like, and be a curled lip zombie, I guess, to fit in. And I gotta quit smoking. Yeah. And you see, like, this twisted, they're like, I'm gonna smoke until I die. I smoke my Newports until I die. And it's like, that is not positive stimulation. Like, why can I find negative stimulation, but it's like impossible to find positive? Like, it's like a flop. It's like, why is it so easy to smoke? Why is it easy to do that, but it's hard to not do that? That's what I want to know. Why is it easy to do the bad things, but it's hard to do the good things? That's why I like trying to do the good things, because it's really fucking hard, and that's why you don't do it. But then again, like, when you're like, oh, life is great and wonderful, you, like, I don't know if that's bad or good. It's like you live in a prison and you think it's great. Is that bad or good? I don't know, because it's like mind blow. Like, my mind exploded. Like, you live in a prison planet. You live in a prison and you're happy about it. Is that good or bad? Well, as long as you're happy then, right? Because as long as you're happy then, right? As long as you're happy then, right? Well, I'm not happy. Oh, but it doesn't matter as long as you're happy, right? It doesn't matter if I'm happy. As long as the majority of the people don't care, then it's okay. Because it's like, for evil to triumph, good simply has to just go along with it. And then they say it's good. They're like, it's for the better. We're going to take your rights away. And it's for the better. and take all your rights away. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, ninth, 10th, 101, all of them. And then your butthole's ours. For like, I don't know. I need to get laid more. I know that. I don't know why. Why do I want to do that again? Because you have a natural desire for human connection. Yeah, connection. You know? You want to have that connection feeling. Oh, you'll be connected, alright. Like, tied in a knot. Was that too graphic for you? I didn't say any bad words. No, I was just messing.
Yeah, but what the fuck happened? But what I'm questioning, the president is prejudiced against you and me. Then he taking half our money and he chilling tax-free. And if you ask me, that's another smack in the face. We need a nerve in the White House and piss in his face. And every judge should do a minimum of 20 to life. If they can dish it, they can take it. Tell me that ain't right. And every cop should be like Rodney King, non-stop from the summer till it turned to spring. Shove a donut in their mouth and a bat in their ass because the boys don't get no class, they get their big split.
That's not positive mental stimulation. What defines normal? Is normal high amygdala? It's called chasing the dragon. You're trying to reach a consistent dopamine level high, which can't be maintained. There's this thing called a crash. You will crash. And when it happens, you will then suffer from the bystander effect, which means you live in a planet where people are incapable of giving a fuck ever, and will watch you die and feel very happy and amused. They will find it entertainment to do so. As a culture of violence and death. Like Generation Kill by Edward Bernays or something. Yeah, Edward Bernays created Generation Kill. And that's probably why I even smoke, is because people were brainwashed and through, I mean, think of religion. It's like ancient brainwashing that's still kept up to date. To brainwash every day. It's like here's something for Pendragon fans. Why do they put a camel in cigarette ads back in the day? They don't really have them anymore, but that's because, you know, like you think of the camel and the camel toe, and then that makes you think of the nicotine. I'm just joking. You know, you guys are pretty genius with the fucking retard weird shit. Like YouTube It must mean, like, the tube is in you, and that means you're a hermaphrodite. And that's why they had hermaphrodites. She was the god of love, but she had a penis and a dick and boobs and a vagina. And yeah. In the name of Jesus, I cast out these demons. You are banished from here, demons. Be gone, demons. Be gone, demons. You know what's funny? It's encapsulated in plastic. So, it burns anyways. Careful. This plastic is not thick enough. I almost felt it. That's why it's in plastic. Because I'm not really touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Get
and that are lacking iodine causes the prostate to become cystic and causes the prostate to swell and eventually leads to prostate cancer. There's been an extreme rise in polycystic ovarian disease, PCOS, with women, fibrocystic breast disease, because iodine is stored in the breast tissue, the ovaries, the prostate glands in men. It's utilized by every single cell in the body.
Why does this almost taste good compared to other iodine that tastes horrible? That's because it's real iodine atomic form.
We wanted something that's going to go straight into the bloodstream and straight into the thyroid gland. We wanted to put it in a vegetable glycerin base. That's a USP kosher certified vegetable glycerin base. And that product is not tested on animals. It's vegan friendly, it's gluten free, it's GMO free.
Of all the things I've done, Nascent Iodine was just absolutely amazing. So we developed with Dr. Group a double strength, low price, InfoWarsLife.com Survival Shield, the Atomic Nascent Iodine, available right now. By the way, in 1992, 2020 on ABC News, I know because I had the tape years ago and played clips of it on my Access television show in 1996 and did investigations of it, that they had a doubling, tripling, or quadrupling, depending on which study or report you looked at, of suicides right after they started teaching the most impressionable, coast to coast. The first school to start it was Littleton in Colorado. Basically a hardcore mind control program, teaching the intermediate school children, 6th, 7th, 8th graders, how to commit suicide. And then they stood back and said, we have no idea, the teachers and folks at the school, that's how compartmentalized they were with cognitive dissonance. There's no way the feds would give them a program that would make kids
compartmentalized with cognitive dissonance. It's the cognitive dissonance battle. Psychological warfare waged on your mind. I will use my telepathic abilities. I am now on your wavelength. I am beaming the signal to you now. Can you hear me? Listen. The phone in your brain is ringing. Pick up the phone. Just checking.
So what did they do? They increased the anti-suicide, but also death training. And again, I bet it's on YouTube. I haven't even checked. You can find death education, for the actual term, in coffins, putting 6-year-olds in and teaching them how to hang themselves. And then you wonder, the DARE program, increased drug use, on record, teaching the kids how to use drugs. We sort of go, oh, the cops don't know that. No, the average cop doesn't know that. They've been selected because they don't know that. They're in there teaching kids how to use drugs, and others how to tattle on people using drugs to fill the private prisons, to prime the children for a life of crime. This is a total war on humanity, folks. This is eugenics. This is population reduction. And we've gotten to the point that I've become so acclimated, I've become so prepared, myself just living with this evil, that it comes out in CBS News, NBC News, London Telegraph, is one of the top stories in the country. They actually found a WorldNet Daily article from back a decade ago about death education at Columbine. Good job. That's what's so good about having WorldNet Daily since '96. They cover it all. You print that for me, guys. See, here's what happens. I see one article, and then 1,000 I've seen over the years literally pop in my mind. And then I think about all the other connections, and I freak out. I'm not kidding. That's why I get so angry on air. That's a defense mechanism against not crying, folks. They're teaching children everywhere how to commit suicide right now. And then they use the increased suicide to increase more suicide training. And they give them suicide mass murder pills.
Celebration's over too soon.
I'm a traveling man, made a lot of stops all over the world, and in every port I own the heart of at least one lovely girl. I've a pretty secret.
leather jacket. A useless leather jacket. A motorcycle leather jacket. A leather jacket. Everything's really quiet. You know what's a waste? You're a waste. That's what I think. I'm not a waste. You're wasted. I'm not wasted. You're wasted.